If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Chris Trades and I trade primarily NASDAQ and ES futures. That is my main focus, and I have over 5 years of experience in the market. About 2 years of that was with ICT, where I had my most profitability and I learned the most out of the market. I primarily am focused on liquidity, fair value gaps, higher time frame delivery, and some people like to say I'm a scalper because I trade within a single day, which to some extent that's true. But I'm typically only trading 1 to 3 trades a day, very high probability trades where I could really manage my risk. I could pyramid into trades and have a really advanced risk management, which allows me to stay profitable and have many funded accounts with all of the biggest firms, whether that be Alpha Futures, Top Step, Apex, all of that. I have funding with all of those companies, and I'm just trying to share my journey, share what I learned from all of my trades, and I hope that you guys could take some of those things and apply it into your own trading. I have a very big emphasis on system. So I journal every single one of my trades. I have a system where I pre-market, I write down basically what I expect from the day, how I'm going to react, what kind of news events do we have, and all of that is very purpose driven. It's supposed to be so I have a consistent system, so I'm not all over the place. When I first started, I would just wake up and take whatever trade, do whatever. And now I'm very focused. Now I'm able to have a much more profitability because I am able to actually know what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. It's just not based on emotion. It's based on logic and reasoning. Why am I risking this much? Why am I trading this much? Why am I doing this? Why I'm doing that? And that really helps me to stay off tilt and really focus and lock into my risk management. Hey guys, this is Chris. I'm back with another live trading recap, and today I'll be showing you some longs that I took on ES. And I actually used NASDAQ as part of my bias on where price was going to go. And that actually was the main thing that told me where we were going to deliver from and how I executed on the trade. Now let's get straight into it. So first of all, when Nasdaq opened up, it looked kind of like this. We were sitting inside of some fair value gaps in here, and we had already took London high. So I thought we were just going to take out these lows and possibly trade lower. And so there's some clues which led me to actually going long instead. So let me show you that video right here. Basically, I'm on NQ. I'm saying, hey guys, I'd already took longs. I got out at that London high, but I noticed that at the open, there was a good chance we're going to trade to these lows. So I executed on that. And actually, I got hate break even, which is okay. So price trades down there. And I noticed something weird. NQ takes out our lows right here, but ES is totally unwilling to. And this is a phenomenon that just keeps on happening with ES. We keep getting a bullish um, SMT, and it's just respecting price to overall go higher. So when we trade to there, I see this volume imbalance. We're inside of a discount. I enter one position. So as it starts working out, kind of keep just watching it, and I'm considering adding more size to it. We hang out for a little bit on NQ, and I'm telling everyone like, okay, we're going to absolutely blast off if NQ blasts off because we're so bullish right here on ES. We're moving so much that why would it not go when NQ goes? NQ is the reason why price is being held back. So sure enough, NQ starts to run and ES starts to run. At this point, I had added an extra position. Let's see where it was at. So we also had this higher time frame fair value gap, and that's actually where I add on my extra position right here, right on top. So once we blast off, I start looking for spots to actually exit, just because we have some small retracements. Price isn't moving how I want it to. And many times what I do is when price is doing this little dance right here, what I will do is I will just partial out at the very top, because what are the chances that it doesn't sweep it again? What are the chances that that's the very high of the day? So sure enough, we come back up, partial, and then I leave the rest of my position for this high right in the middle of that wick, just in case the wick wants to respect. But overall, like that ends up hitting, and I'll go back right here. You could kind of see what kind of price action we got. So the chart's a little different right here. For whatever reason, there wasn't a volume imbalance, but there was on my screen originally, so it's still part of my overall entry. Entered right about here. Final positions were exited about there. And so it was just an overall trending day. And I still like to think that while I had this exit, my overall exit was just like a kind of like a base hit. It was still kind of like a base hit kind of day. And I just loaded up on contracts, and that's how I was able to capitalize so well. So because I was able to identify this SMT right here, sorry, no, um, here to here. Because of that, I was able to get long. Another SMT we had in here was this low to Asia. And then oddly, we left this low open. And so in terms of what we had on the higher time frame, it was extremely bullish, which is another reason why I entered. Okay, so I gave you some context, but right here we have two fair value gaps. We have this smaller fair value gap. And then we also have this like huge breaker. So all of this stuff is signaling like, okay, we're extremely bullish. I could put my stop at this low. Why this low? Because this low took out London low. It's inside of a discount. It's a protected low right here. That swing point is not going to be touched. So that gives me a reason to go long towards these highs. So that's how I was able to capitalize and make over 5K on my funded accounts. You could see that in the video. But anyways, I hope you guys learned something. Comment down below if you guys have any questions about my strategy. I will be going more in depth into it. But this was just a little live trading recap showing you guys all my thoughts, all my raw thoughts, how I develop these trades, and how you could develop them too. I'll see you guys in the next one.